And we are live. I think we are
Yes.
live everywhere. Yeah, I think.
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, great. Thanks everyone. Welcome to this special edition of the uh, tech marketing and tech show from MarTechWise. So I think this Saturday we have a special show with the team from RocketHub, just kind of like coming together to talk about their Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. So we have Karen with us from the RocketHub teams. So I think without further ado, let's kind of get started on the the show. I think basically what we kind of like really wanted to know was what things to get for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I'm sure like quite a number of us are like kind of like looking forward to getting some stuff over um this period. But I think the question is just what should we get? I mean, it's not like the good old days where we're kind of like just buying everything in sight, right? So things are kind of also a little bit more expensive. But I think 2025 is a year to kind of like
Yeah. Yeah.
get some of our tool stacks, our tech stack in order. I know I am trying to get some things ready. So I think let's take a look at what the team at Rocket Hub have. But before I continue, I'll just like maybe Karen introduce himself and also kind of like give us a just a very quick hint of like what the thinking was behind this year's Black Friday Cyber Monday deals.
Awesome. Thanks, Donald, for number one inviting Team Rocket Hub over here. It's always a pleasure to interact with Martech community. I think it's one of the best out there to discuss the lifetime deals, and you folks do a great job at kind of highlighting what's important. The most important focus for us in this year's BFCM was to even map out the future as well as give people unique stuff which has like hardly come over in the ITT space in the last, let's say, 2.5 years or 3 years, right? So this includes number one, our focus was on automation, and the reason is that automation is what drives scale and a lot of sales and needs for people because again, people are lazy, so they would like to automate a lot of their stuff. That's when I thought that okay, let's bring something in automation, but not in LinkedIn or Facebook or email or code email, but Instagram, right? Something which hasn't been touched for like years. I mean, since the last Instagram came in on AppSumo, we decided let's bring something which has already been funded because that's what Rocket focuses on is getting funded startups with founders which are already doing MRR, have great backing and stuff like that. That's why we brought in Intro, which was one of our featured deals, and that's where they kind of are already backed by people from UC Berkeley in the US and the company is based in France. And what they're doing is very unique with a blend of good UI UX and providing good automation facilities in their Instagram space. So that's why Intro came in as an automation deal, and that's the only automation deal you would see in the whole our Black Friday cohort. And I think you also is interested in Intro, so I would like to even hear your thoughts about when you saw Intro. What did you feel about it? Because it's again unique stuff. Which is, I mean, last you saw was InstaChamp, and ManyChat is there, but it's very expensive to even kind of scale past the number of contacts. So yeah, this
Yeah.
was the number one. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll just give you my take on Inro, right? I think
Yeah.
the tool as a category is interesting, and it's something that's I think pretty important. I remember why I kind of like had my eye on this tool, right? When uh, it came out, I was actually I was like kind of like I think I was listening to like some podcast episode, some YouTube podcast episode like some time ago from Authority Hacker, I believe,
Mm.
and they were kind of like featuring I know it was Authority Hacker, it was like the Niche Pursuits podcast, right? I think they were featuring a financial blogger from the UK, right, where they had kind of like managed to find a way to kind of like blow themselves up on okay, not literally man, like but like blow up social wise, right, on TikTok
Yeah.
and then on
Yeah.
Instagram also. And I think a lot of the strategy that they were using was kind of like, to post a lot of I think IG stories or IG reels. I can't really remember, right? And it was just very very straightforward, like hook and short form videos with hooks and everything, right? And it was just kind of like prompting the users to kind of like say just comment this thing, right, in order to kind of like
Mm.
that. And they were using it to kind of like drive sales on the platform. I think they were, I think it was like in combination with something like a, what do they call it? Like a stand store. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Correct.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think in combination with something like stand store, right? So leveraging it to sell courses like short form courses, or drive them to e-commerce purchases and everything. And that's kind of like why it kind of like stuck. I think of course the um the player in the room is of course like ManyChat, right? And I
Mm.
used to kind of like use ManyChat for uh for FB ad campaigns and everything we until we kind of like focus a lot more on B2B in the last few years, right? But I would say
Mm.
yeah, like this kind of automation where it's like comment and then reply and everything kind of like always works a treat.
Mm.
I just wonder like why they never kind of like considered like getting into say Facebook also, since they're already kind of like a Meta approved
Mhm.
provider. I mean, it's good to focus, I guess. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, valid point. And even we asked this question to them as to why not Facebook. Thing is, Facebook already has a lot of focus from ManyChat and even all the UChat, right? All of these competitors are already there doing good stuff, right? I mean, they already have dominated that part. So they thought if we enter into a red ocean, like from the start off, they won't be
Mm,
getting recognized
mm,
as part of a unique product, right? So they thought,
mm,
okay, ManyChat is following Facebook and Instagram, so let us only focus on Instagram.
mm,
And their customer, which is LVMH, Louis Vuitton's parent company, they even have customers, and they thought, okay, let's focus on Instagram because these guys wanted to do better on Instagram than on
yeah,
Facebook because
yeah,
the youth has shifted their focus, and a lot of people have left Facebook,
yeah,
and they shifted focus to Instagram
yeah,
Reels and stuff like that.
yeah.
So that's where their mind thought process was, and the team said that this is not the end of the road with Instagram. If they're part of the Meta group, then they would of course focus on WhatsApp and Facebook, but that is very far away. They
Mm,
won't go into LinkedIn because already a crowded market. They
yeah,
won't go on Twitter, again very risky market when it comes to Musk's policies.
yeah,
So they thought, okay, Instagram is safe right now. Let's play under the radar. Let's not go and do
yeah.
something shady.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it makes sense. Like although like part of me, like the OCD part of me, like is like thinking like, okay, why can't they just do a Facebook so that I don't have to kind of like get another tool? But then
Yeah.
realistically, I think it's for it's a different tool for different folks, lah. But I mean, so far, like how's sales been like for the tools, and who are like what's the feedback from the people who have bought so far, and how have they been using it?
Yeah, the feedback has been good. Most of them are agencies. They're buying the top tier, which is the business plus tier, and the reason is
Mm,
that they want more Instagram accounts for their clients. They
yeah.
have more contacts in their list, and they just want to use it for that purpose. And
Mm,
on top of that, top tiers also allow you to get all the AI add-ons in the future, as well as access to payments from Instagram. So
mm,
now this is something which is very unique, which means if you're a creator or if you're a digital product owner and if you just want to transact within Instagram with your customers,
yeah.
these tiers they allow you to actually create a product, which means you just have a product, connect your Stripe, sell it via Instagram, and you don't have to even build a store,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So that way all of their purposes are getting fulfilled. And intros again top seller, and yeah, that's the category which is targeting creators,
mm,
small
mm.
businesses which are already running an automation agency,
Yeah,
and but they can just add Instagram as part of their service suite.
got it. Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean that's definitely very, very valid. Yeah, and I think that's are they planning to kind of like roll out agency features like anytime soon? Like how about buyers for the buyers who like the people who buy the deal right on Enroll, right? Is there any kind of like way to segue into like since you say like most of the buyers are agency owners, right? Like is there any way for them to kind of upgrade um into agency accounts, like whether that's on a like a one time upgrade, or it's like a discounted upgrade
Yeah,
into
they
a
will have a
recurring.
discounted upgrade. So let's
Mm,
say if they're running out of accounts and running out of contacts, we already have told in row, okay, we'll send people to your way, but make sure to give them a discount because they're already your customers. And they already put up cheaper plan when it comes to the AI add-ons. So for
mm,
enterprise customers, they're charging a lot more when it comes to giving AI features to them.
mm,
But for LTD customers, it's like, for example, for Business Plus plan, you can get all the AI features at $9 a month add-on. So
mm,
that's like less than $10 a month. You can get all the AI features.
mm.
With AI into it, your automation is just getting a nitros. So you're just taking things to the next level. That's what they have done. And I think it's a very good deal. And they know that AI is costly. That's why they're not including it in the deal because, again, we want to protect the founders. And that's what
Yeah,
RocketHub is all about. If we
yeah,
protect the founders, that's when the users of the product will be protected. Otherwise, it won't make sense. The whole cycle will break.
yeah, yeah. No point. I mean, I think one thing that most people have kind of like gotten used, well, not getting used to. I think it's no longer the old days, right, where just take advantage of the
Yeah.
founders, right, at
No.
any cost, right, because nobody wants to receive like more heavy heart emails again. it's, it's like okay, yeah, I mean it's kind of like it's kind of getting a little bit like unsustainable for the ecosystem
It
now. I
is.
mean, there has to be kind of thing. I these days I'm like really picky about buying LTDs. Of course, I still buy a
Of
lot,
course.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, we kind of like have to mix it up, lah, because I think once you start using it with a lot of clients, right, you just can't have it blow up in your face with a heavy heart email coming out
Yeah,
of the
no,
blue.
no. The
Yeah,
thing is, like, the LTD, the purpose of an LTD for a SaaS software always was to just get a growth
yeah,
boost, right? It was never to build all of their business around an LTD, but just to get some users, feedback, cash, and then move on to their MRR.
yep,
They got lost in between. So, what if the market is correcting itself right now, saying that, okay, your purpose of an LTD is different. It's not to hoard, but it's just to get users, feedback, reviews, and
mm,
just some cash so that you can, let's say, acquire some piece of technology to give your software a boost, or let's say hire a new person and pay them a salary from the
mm,
LTD money and then
mm,
continue your MRR journey. So, for example, Indro already
mm,
has an MRR, already agencies and big clients
yep,
paying them. So they
yep,
don't have to do an LTD. They're only doing it to get users and feedback.
mm. Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, I think let's leave it as that in terms of like the whole LTD thing. I have like saved a few posts from Reddit where some founders. Okay, since I'm talking about it, right? Like I've read like some posts on Reddit where like founders were saying like, founders were listed on AppSumo was saying that they how do I describe it? It's like the SaaS Reddit, right? And it's like a founder was sharing how he's kind of like feels like he's stuck selling LTDs on AppSumo because it's like easy money, but it's like he's not really going his MRR, and kind of like yeah, it just wasn't a pretty side lah. I mean, just for somebody, it's like I understand both sides of the argument, but it's like at the same time, yeah, not a pretty side. Yeah, but so we have to find a way to get things a little bit more sustainable lah.
Correct.
Yeah, but on that, let's do the most clumsy of segues into maybe another deal, and let's take a look at what shall we look at? Yeah, well, maybe you tell us what's a good
Yeah,
deal.
let's look at Content Radar
Mm,
next.
okay, cool. Let's do that.
Yep. Yep. And I think this is, I think you and a lot of people are kind of
Mm,
interested in how Supergrow did last year and
yeah,
how then after that Dotty post came in and after that a few more LinkedIn things came in.
yeah,
And every time LinkedIn thing stuff comes up, everyone's eyes, they
mm,
just go big. Okay, what is it all about?
yeah,
So content data has already been in the market since long. They already have agencies, customers going on for them. Their concept is simple that whatever content you have lying around and you don't know what to do with it, just go ahead and repurpose it into your LinkedIn
mm,
next and expose. That's it. Right now they're focused on two platforms.
yeah,
So that way you don't have to start from scratch, right?
yeah,
You're not thinking, oh shit, what should I do? And
yeah,
here AI is not playing a role because you're just repurposing your existing content. If you
Right.
want to create a new content, go ahead and create it. That's what Supergrow was for. And these guys are, of course, they like Supergrow team and they like
Mm,
everyone which came after that. But they
mm,
thought, okay, let's do something different. And that's why they decided to go with this concept. And that's why they are here. And again, the target market is agencies which already are
mm,
using them,
mm.
and they have been backed by Canva, Spotify, and all the Pitch.com's co-founder has backed them.
Yep.
So the thing is, the team used to work with Spotify before, and they used to work with Canva before. Hence, the team is right now in a strong position to bring out this product to everyone. So if you go ahead and if you put any YouTube URL, any blog post, even your podcast, and upload it as an MP3, it
Yep.
will give you all the LinkedIn posts and expost, and even carousels, which was Supergrow's unique selling point last year,
Mm,
which is a
mm,
carousel. And you went mad. Okay, you can get carousels. So okay, here's a carousels. Go ahead
mm.
and make it. But
Yep.
of course, it's not as detailed as them. But
Yeah.
of course, it's just one part of the selling point.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally understand. I mean, fact of the matter is, I love Supergirl. Really.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah. Everybody loves. I no. I'm actually. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. I've heard a lot of uh good reviews and comments, and I just kind of like okay, not to sidetrack, but I kind of like really just love the way they have been rolling out new features,
Yeah, of
and really
course.
useful features like the ability to send a link to a um to
Yes.
clients, right,
Yeah.
and get them to just kind of like opt in to their account without us having to get their logins, and those things are really fantastic. I've been using their what's that feature, um the voice feature, where you're able
Yeah.
to kind of like okay, I know actually they rolled out two voice features. One is the feature where you're able to kind of like create your own style of voice, right? And I've been creating like a few styles, and then I think they introduced like voice notes recently, which is kind of cool also.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyway, we're not here to kind of like talk about super growth. So content reader I think is definitely pretty interesting. I will kind of like just be super brutal about it, right? I think my question on this, right, is like how do
Yeah.
they see themselves differentiating from say actually from, say, for example, Claude, or like, you know, even like Chat GPT or like custom GPT. I say this with all or even like Perplexity, right, with with retrieval augmented you know like, you know, like a database like stored into your custom GPTs and everything. The thing is, you see, my take on this, right, is has always been that, you know, a lot of the tools that use AI are gonna be um have to deal with this issue of like not being, how do I put it this way, they won't always have the access to the most up to date um AI innovations, just because, like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, like, you know, Claude or ChatGPT, right? They're constantly rolling out new things. Like, for example, Canvas for Claude, so Canvas
Mm.
for like ChatGPT, and Claude and everything has their
Yeah.
own projects and stuff. And I
Yeah.
think, is it artifacts or something like that? It's the fact. So if it's the case, right, where if the work that the value that you're providing, right, is essentially can be um replaced by that of like a Claude or like a ChatGPT, right? And you don't go
Mm-hmm.
deep into your specialization deep enough, right? Such that
Mm-hmm.
um it becomes a case whereby, like, so for example with Supergirl, I can't get I can't get many of the features that I need when it comes to LinkedIn content and organic marketing, right? From, say, a ChatGPT or the thing, or it's like it's so customized for LinkedIn, right? That
Mm-hmm.
that it doesn't, that I'm willing to kind of like forsake you know, going deeper, like using like sticking with my existing tool set, right, with a Claude
Yep.
or
Yep.
GPT, right, because
Yep.
it goes so deep into that particular thing. So I think
Mm-hmm.
where I'm coming from is just trying to understand like how the content radar team hopes to kind of like I would say overcome it, in the sense of like, you know, how do they go deep enough into one specialization, right, that the that they no longer, that they overcome the fact that they are not like the, they, how do I put it this way? they can't provide the latest innovations from the LLMs directly, right? Um, but it doesn't matter anymore because the added benefits that they actually provide, right? Because they've gone so deep into other features and everything, right? That it
Yep.
makes it that it makes it irrelevant or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm explaining it correctly, but yeah,
Mhm.
that's kind of how I feel
No,
honestly.
no, I got it. So I think I got your point, which means like for content creator to be effective and let's say different from what an AI LLM can do for you in the same space, it's competing your content engine and publication engine, right? For example, I Claude cannot post stuff for me. Claude cannot bring out analytics for me, right? God cannot do stuff like repurpose content from wherever it want, right? It can just provide me stuff, but it cannot provide stuff just for me, right? As a buyer. So anyways, I have to then rely on third party tools like Kogaba
Mm,
or Magi to bring out that particular piece of content for me. But then again, that's multiple subscriptions right there. So what should I do now, right? So if I have to like even go for X and Indian together, um, I think content data should compete your requirements because it's giving you output which you want. And it's giving you output in multiple formats. It's actually inviting people to collaborate with you on a project and make them post. So if you remember, we had a deal on RocketHub called as High Performer
mm,
that was into social. Again, the concept of analyzing your users, kind of repurposing some content, and then inviting your team members to approve the content and post about it, right? And then getting some analytics. That's what content creator also does, but again, it just repurposes it. So that's the main kind of thing. Apart from that, scheduling, publishing, it's everywhere. It's in all the tools, right? But these guys, they actually help you utilize your unused content. So let's say if I'm a YouTuber, right, and I have 1,000 YouTube videos, but I have nothing on my LinkedIn and X. I don't post over there. And now the next day I wake up, I decide to start posting on my LinkedIn and X, and I have to start from scratch again because I mean that's content already on YouTube. How should I kind of summarize what I said on my YouTube videos or my kind of blog post or my podcast, which is in MP3, right? So what should I do? How should I then? Should I just go and find out what I said and manually take out statements and then post it on LinkedIn and Twitter manually? Go ahead and do that, or I can just take a tool like this, just feed all my YouTube videos, get thousands of posts, and get done with 5 months of content, schedule it, and then see the results. Right? That's how I will look at it. If I'm a YouTuber, or if I'm an agency owner, which have clients who have, let's say, PDFs of white papers already there, and I know that my client doesn't want to write on LinkedIn. They want an agency to write. So what I would do is I would just take a PDF of their white paper and then upload it. And then I'll just have content ready, which goes out on LinkedIn, which means their authority is still being preserved on multiple platforms, right? So this gives my client an ownership, and their voice remains constant across all the platforms because it's just coming in from their existing content, right? So this is just one use case of what I mentioned, and this is how agencies are using it because individuals and creators, I think they can just be done with any LLM, get out some content, and be happy with it. That okay, they posted something, right? But if you have to do real work, if you have to make some money out of it, I think that this platform is what you should use. Again, take it for a spin. If you want to, like all the users, go ahead, take it for a spin, and let us know what you feel. But that's what my take is. Apart from that, they're even focusing on increasing their thing, which is just not LinkedIn and X, but they're even focusing on converting content to video and
mm,
then publishing on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram in the future, which is in their
mm,
roadmap.
mm.
So which means they're expanding in the future. So more platforms into their disposal, right? So that's what their focus is on. But from that, they also integrate with Notion natively, so your Notion documents can be
Mm,
repurposed as well, right? That's an advantage. And even CRM, so they have HubSpot integration, which is native. So that gets pushed, all the leads which you generate, all that stuff like that, you push it to HubSpot, So that's how
yeah,
they are structured.
yeah. I mean, that's good to hear. Okay, I think what we can do is we can kind of like move to talk about some of the other deals, let's maybe shall we dive into looking at
Highlighted. Let's do that.
okay,
That's
let's do
very unique,
highlighted.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah, your take because you posted about highlighted as well. So
mm,
and I think you are interested in this space because
mm,
when we talked, you said what is RocketHub doing for this year. Our
yep,
vision was to also bring out what's coming up next.
yep,
So this is what's coming up next. So what did you
yeah,
think about this?
yeah. I think that they're solving a problem that um is likely going to become a problem. Okay,
Yeah.
let's put it this way.
Yes.
Um, nobody knows like how soon G is gonna like the big G,
Yeah.
right, is gonna like not sorry, I mean Google, right, is gonna like push like AI overviews into the thing. It looks like right now it looks like they're not really targeting like commercial
Yeah.
intent keywords. They're mostly targeting informational, but I think that could
Correct.
change very fast also,
Yeah.
as soon as they kind of like refine their I would say like commercial recommendations, or they manage to find some way to integrate
Mm.
AdWords to
Yeah.
AI overviews.
Yeah.
That being said, right, then I think it's a case whereby then this becomes important, because I think increasingly I think clients will be asking us to track
Yeah.
brand and competitor mentions in AI
Exactly.
response. Yeah, so I definitely see where this is coming from. I I think what I want to know is like
Mm.
what is their long term roadmap, right? Because
Mm.
as if they're only focused on tracking brand and competitor mentions in AI responses, right? I think the challenge is at some point you kind of like feel that people like say Ahrefs or SEMrush are going to start introducing that also. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the question is, they've got the head start. They are and they are working out like ways to kind of like do the tracking and everything. But and that's an important thing, right? But what's their longer roadmap that they want to
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like um lean into? Yeah, that will make them kind of like sustainable in the long run with MRR and everything.
Got it. Yeah, very good question. Number one is what they're coming up with next is the white label part of it, right? So white label reporting is very big, right? That's why many people they go with Ahrefs and SEM brushes because the reporting is pretty strong, right? I mean, you can
Mm,
send that report to the client and client will look at it. Oh shit, this report is pretty comprehensive about my brand. So and they would just be happy with it. That's why like many agencies are subscribing to Ahrefs and SEMrush. For
yep.
this particular technology, that's what they're doing. So they're giving up the white label stuff to the agencies so that they can also give the research. As you mentioned, your clients will start asking you about, hey, how many times did my brand get mentioned last week on ChatGPT? Can you let me know?
Yep.
Here you go. This is a report. How many times, right? So that's how they're making it more valuable. Next is they're also going to include your position tracking in an LLM's response, right?
Mm,
So, for example, if you have, let's say, 10 brands got mentioned, right, in a response, where was your brand mentioned? Like, was it second? Was it fifth? Was it sixth? Which position is it in, right? So if you don't know that, then you wouldn't know how much work I have to do to kind of get to top one position. It's like optimizing for SERP, right? You're
yep.
ranking at 10th position, and now you can tell your client, okay, now we are 10th position, this is the work we have to do, so let's get on it. And the
Mm,
work which we mention over here is again in the part of SEO and content, which is an external world, because that's where AI gets all of the information from, right?
mm,
It's not generating itself because it's not a psychic. So
mm,
it's kind of getting information from what you put outside. So if your brand is not doing good on the ranking level, then you need to ensure that you are working with your client to make sure that you rank higher on your AI SERP and track that progress every single week. Now, can
mm,
Ahrefs and SEMrush do it? It's pretty easy for them. They have all the money in the bank. They have everything to kind of go ahead and do it. But again, early bird always gets the thing. And all of the competitors. That's why in today's grand scheme of SaaS, having a moat is very tough. You cannot have a unique proposition because everyone can everything can be copied or everything can be stolen or can be worked upon. There's no there's no Coca-Cola recipe anywhere. So, but thing is, these guys are early on. They have already started, and they also add Perplexity and Claude to the list, which means the
Mm,
more LLMs they're going to add, and so which means the spectrum will increase, right? And good thing is they're already on it because the team is the same team which built Scaler and other products. So they have the manpower and tech to pull it off. And they're focusing on agencies specifically because
yep.
that's the thing. And the next part is the competitors, right? The competitor tracking. That's where they also shine. So you can add all your competitors and see where they are kind of
Mm,
ranking,
mm,
and then take inspiration and be better than them.
got it. Okay. Okay. That's good to hear. Um, I think maybe what we can do is maybe move on to uh Kaleba. Is that how
Kudawa.
you pronounce it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the major problem with them is no one was able to pronounce it at the first.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine.
So, but yeah, these guys again are if you missed out on Magi last year, you should get Kuyapa. That's what I would say.
Mm,
That's the best pitch I can do. The good thing is that these guys are also funded, which means they raised around $125,000 in pre-seed round, and
mm,
now they're going for a $1 million round very soon, right?
mm,
Some people are asking what's special about them. I'll tell you what's special about them. The thing is, they went very granular in AI responses and how you can actually get a response from all your models, right? So if you
mm,
see ChatGPT, you can go inside and type a response. You can only set up a quality standard as to, okay, please give me a high quality standard image. You have to type it down. But with these guys, they have already built in all the quality standards. If you want an HD image, you can actually mention inside, okay, there are buttons to make sure your quality increases. So if you mention high
mm,
quality, there's a button to that. Okay, click on that button,
mm.
and then if you want 5 pictures, you want 10 pictures. Okay, click on
Right.
10, it will give you 10 pictures. Okay,
Right.
you got 10 out of that, choose one image. Okay, do you like this image? Kind of go ahead and click on it, and then it will generate more images. It will actually edit the image and do stuff like that, right? That's where they've been focusing on, which is giving granular access to people so that they can get more better responses. Now, does Magi have it? Yes, because Magi was early to the market. It started when all the Voila and Typing Mind came into the picture, right? So are these guys related to the picture? Yes, they are. Of course, there's no doubt in that.
Okay.
But are they innovating pretty quickly? Yes, because they even have a community aspect to it. They have a community wall, which means you can actually see what others are producing, copy that prompt, see the model which they used, and even just kind of use it for yourself, right? That's how they're doing. And then they're coming up with text to speech, which is they're using Revenue apps, premium and standard voices, both of them. So it's very hard to find Revenue apps with these type of products. Most of them they will use. I don't know if they use everyone uses the Revenue apps or not, but they're using it,
Yeah.
which means quality is not compromised. You're getting the best of the best output. It's
Yeah.
upon you, and I mean, if you want, I can show pretty quickly, like show how they have kind of done it, so people get an idea
Yeah.
as
Sure.
to
I
what
mean,
I'm talking
if you
about.
want to.
Just a 2 minute, kind of overview of it.
Yeah. Sure. Be my guess. Okay, just let me know when you're ready to share.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I share on the screen.
Cool. Yep. So this is Kolaba's dashboard, and the good thing is these guys have taken care of your UI and UX, so you don't have to worry about, oh shit, where should I go and start chatting? Where should I go and start creating images? No, it's all in there. They have kind of made it pretty easy. So if you look at it, right, what I was talking about, kind of yesterday, if I'm using all of these models, so the good thing is these guys are updating all the models within 1 week of release, right? So like
Mm,
you mentioned, Donald, before, how can you stay more relevant when these AI technologies they bring out new models every single week? So these guys are keeping an eye on all of these models, and the moment they come out within 1 week or within like 2 3 days, it's already in your platform, already in a dashboard to use, right? So you don't have to ask them, "Hey, yeah, Perplexity came out with this. When are you guys coming out?" No, it's already there. You just go and check it out, right? So they already, let's say, have NVIDIA integrated now. So NVIDIA is there. They are just working on it. So even NVIDIA's AI is now into Kolaba. So that's again a unique thing because that's how quick they are, right? So let's say if I choose any of these models, right, and if I'm not going to have any output, because my account is something which they haven't upgraded yet. I can just go my personal account and see if I have credits left. But yeah, if I not, I think the team used every of the credit which you have. So yeah, if you go inside and if you see this, right, temperature, right. So temperature, if I zoom in, it says control the creativity output. Low values create more predictable results, while higher values produce more surprising and imaginative outputs. This is what they have done. If you increase the temperature, you get a better output, right? If you just decrease the temperature, you don't get a better output. I mean, you just a normal response. It depends upon you. And of course, higher temperature will consume more credits. So which means you don't have to type in and say, please give me a good output. Please don't write this. You don't have to be on mercy of AI to give you a good response. You just need to like control the temperature and it will get you a good response, right? Next is the internet search, right? So you can enable chat with access to the internet. So it will kind of have all the sources picked up from all the web and bring it together. And then you have a better response with sources, stuff like that, right? Now let's go to text to image again. Don and I was talking about, let's say how many images you can generate. So let's say you just have to click on eight. And once you click on eight, you have eight images over there, right? If you want, do you want for Instagram? Do you want for Facebook, for YouTube? Information over there, right? And then the prompt guidance. So low gives you imaginary results, high closely match your prompt. So you can set what do you want. You want high, medium, low, right? And then quality and details. You can increase the quality and get more good stuff out of it, right? And then you do you want HD? Okay, click on HD and you get HD, right? So it's like a buffet of output. So if you want a better output, here's the buffet. Choose from it. What do you want? Accordingly, the credits will be consumed in the backend, right? Now, for people who don't know how to use a prompt, they've even given the option of magic prompts, right? So magic prompt means it will give you ideas as to how you should prompt it, so you don't get confused. Okay, what should I write over here, right? Stuff like that. So you can. They always also have their own model of image generation, which is Kolaba's own model, which they're generating in house, right? So they all have all the latest image models which you can imagine. They don't have the master, which is I don't know if I forget the name. It starts from M. Um, but yeah, they would have it once they present with their own API, right? Yeah, so that's the thing. Image to image is where you edit all the images and enhance all these images. Image editing, same thing, right? Speech generator, you have all the speeches, all the voices. So you can have these. It's American middle-aged man from Arnold, stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty easy to use, and they give you all the information right in there, so you can set up stuff. You can even set keywords, which you want to make sure it's included in the image, right? And then the good thing is they have a thorough documentation. A lot of companies they don't have a thorough documentation about AI, right? So they have given all the information about their stuff, so you're not left in like dark. Okay, where should I go and get my information from? I'm confused, right? Next thing is the community wall. So that's what I'm talking about, right? Let's say these are all the images generated by the community. So if you want to see what others are doing, there you go. So you can go ahead, okay, and have this good Indian food and see what prompt they used and who actually built it and what was the resolution when it was created. Even can download it and even unlock it, let's say, on a third-party website, right? So there you go. So you see, you can even share this thing, right? And it says created on Kugaba Studio. So that's kind of even doing the UGC part of it. So yeah, that's a quick overview of Kugaba. Um,
Yeah, great. Thanks for that. Yes, I would say there's definitely a lot to do. I mean, I like the fact that it's kind of like very organized, and it has kind of like built-in prompts and everything. Definitely worth checking out. Like, how are they on the what is this thing called, the credits, like, so are the credits they're giving every month, like, something that's
yeah,
sustainable for
yeah,
them?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is sustainable for them because we did the math with them. Literally we had 4 calls with them to find out what's
Mm,
your cost to each image generated. Let us
mm,
know. Like, let's get to the granular details.
yeah.
That's when they told us, okay, this is what it will cost us. That's why if you go on the RocketHub Steel site, and you on the Kogaba's deal site and you deal page and you scroll down below, you see all the credits literally with the granular details. We have kind of segregated each and every credit system, so people are aware that this is what's going to cost you. So use
Yeah.
it very cautiously, and of course they renew every single month. If you want to
Right.
buy more, you can buy more from Kogaba, but you're getting this as part of the deal, which is good because if you missed Magi and if you want to, because these guys are going for a $1 million round next, which means
Mm,
they're going in for a long run. And these people have been creating AI stuff since past 5 to 6 years. They have been into
mm.
blockchain as well. So yeah, this deal is not going anywhere for the next 5 6 years. They're going to stay.
Okay. All right. We'll kind of like speed up and just run through a few more
Yep.
things, right? Let's talk about Dewey.
Yeah, sure.
What's your take on Dewey?
Yeah, it's one of the masters in bookmarking tools. They have 35,000 users. So if you remember last year, we came up with a deal called Two Slash. It
Mm,
was from our Israeli folks. They're pretty much so it's from the same team which built and have built multiple products and have done multiple exits. And they have built the product pretty neatly. And they have also included AI aspect into the bookmarking world, which is new because bookmarks you can only do limited stuff. But again, if you want to like do stuff quickly, so
mm,
AI is there to help you out in tagging your bookmarks pretty well. So whatever you save from, let's say, LinkedIn and X, you can quickly access it from your tags. And the good thing is they're even covering Blue Sky. If you Blue Sky is pretty new to the social world, right? So they're already on Blue Sky, which means other platforms they haven't caught up to Blue Sky yet, right? So that's again the USP, and they're going for threads. They're going for Reddit as well. So because I think if you're seeing nowadays, Donald, Reddit is big on finding answers. I find answers on Reddit which I don't find on Google or any other website. I go there and say, dude, this is the information I cannot find on the web. Why is it's on Reddit? So if that information wants to be saved, I would use Dewey and just save it in my thing,
mm.
right? And they already have 36,000 users now actively using it. So that is a testament to itself as to why someone shouldn't miss this deal. And that's why they decided to give out some codes for RocketHub and to the BFCM so they get more traffic. And again, you can check it out. I can quickly take people through it because I'm literally sitting in my dashboard.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what they're about.
Okay, okay. I think in the interest of time, we're gonna just go on to the next deal. We're
Yep.
gonna do SEO auditor quickly, and then we'll move to Remail, which is the kind of like the last tool that you
Yeah.
have dropped so far. So maybe
Yep.
just run us through SEO auditor.
Yeah, if you remember, this came out. I mean, this came
Yeah.
out in March or February this year itself. So they are doing a rerun with us. Rerun is actually what AppSumo calls it, like returning
Mm,
deals. So my
right.
SEO auditor is unique because you can customize every single thing, and you can like generate leads from it, right? So if you see
Yeah.
other auditors, all right, they have the ability to set up an audit, email people. But these guys, they even have the ability to connect with webhooks and customize each and every part of the report. In all the auditors, you cannot customize the color, you cannot customize the links, you cannot customize or write your own presentation, you cannot include or add your own introduction letter, covering letter, provide your own pitch, right? So let's say if I'm a local business and I want to get more clients or leads, I would just go ahead and buy my SEO auditor because they also help you find local maps, right? They're connected with Google Maps API. So you can just find local leads and then just connect with the reports and then just send them a bulk of reports and get their interest out of it, right? So you have all your workflow already planned out in my SEO auditor. Customization to the core, you can customize every font, every color, and it will make it look like you are sending to a business owner and you worked on that report for like hours and hours, but all it took was like 2 minutes to kind of come up with everything. And you can do this in bulk, right? And then you can place all the widgets on multiple websites. There are 6 type of widgets you can push, right? On top of that, all the languages are there. So majority of the languages they have already included. So you don't have to ask, okay, my client is in Japan, he's in Tokyo, can I do it or not? Oh, you can do it. My client is in the Netherlands, he only understands Dutch because he's a local business guy and he doesn't
Mm,
interact with foreigners. He doesn't understand English. Okay, send it in Dutch. So if it's he's in Polish, he's in Sweden. Swedish is coming soon, but he's in Denmark, Danish, right? So he's in Brazil, Portuguese. There you go. It's working for you. So if you want to start a local agency, you should use MySEO Auditor. Uh, Add that widget on the website and see leads coming automatically, people filling out reports, and then getting customized solutions, right? So yeah, that's the advantage. So
got
it's
it.
business in
Okay.
a box.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, definitely very useful. I'm gonna swing over to Remail. Just I haven't had the chance to really take a look into this, but I mean, just off the top of my head, looking at the descriptions and stuff, like, what's the big difference between this and Colobi?
Java is your web-based, kind of software. It's like
Mm,
a dashboard, right? But this is your assistant everywhere. So
mm,
if you have used Vaga, Mergen, it's on the same lines, right? Mergen is different, Vaga is different, and Magi is different. How they're different is because the Magi is SaaS-based. It's a software. It's
yep.
a dashboard, right? These guys, you can use it anywhere. You can use it on your email, Gmail. You can use it on your LinkedIn. You can use it in
Right.
your anywhere. And the good thing and the USP what they have is gives you comparative results. So they have a quadrant inside the software. So if you enter a prompt, you get results from all the 6 language models at the same time. And you can pick and choose which model has given me a good result and then go with it. So your time is actually saved from testing out different kind of all the models, and you just pick from the one which is good, right? So because and all the 6 models they work on the same time. So yeah, that's one of the USPs. Second is they do all the summarizations, right? So if you go and see they do summarizations, they even create carousels inside Remail. So they have done stuff which Voga and Mugen, of course, they can do it in the future, but they're not doing it right now. They're
Right.
focusing on getting more AI stuff out. Same with Harpa, right? Harpa is a beast. I would say they have done a very good job of, but they're not tech friendly at all. I mean, of course, many people they find it hard to use Harpa.
Mm,
They have to put a lot of like keyword shortcuts, stuff like that, and they get lost. But these guys are pretty simple. And they started with an email assistant. That's why they're named Remail.
yep.
Um, and they expanded into other stuff later.
Got it. Okay, that's good to hear. I think we've covered most of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, but you have one more deal that's dropping on um
Monday.
Monday, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to give us a hint of that, or
Yeah, it's into the product management and roadmap field. So consider it an alternative to what people Canny, right? So if you have
right,
heard of Canny,
right?
yeah. But we the thing is RocketHub. It's RocketHub's tool which was acquired by us.
Mm,
So it is something which we will use in house, and
right,
all of the clients are using our own deal partners. Most of it they're using Green the product. I would of course give you the kind of a back view of it in our own kind of group, but when it comes out on Monday, people would know. And it's a deal which came back to launch with us. They were on AppSumo before, but as it's now in our own hand, we will be developing it in our own pace. So
got
our own developer team is kind of working on it. But yeah, this is
right,
something which is quality. So yeah,
got it. Okay, that's good to hear. And so, if we're kind of like so I think that kind of like covers most of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, right? But if we were to
yeah.
kind of like look ahead to 2025, what's your take on, like, how the SaaS scene will evolve, especially for
Yeah.
marketing software, and what's Rocket Hub's big direction for next year?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we got around 1,000 applications in 2024, and out of which we only picked up 45 people to work with. Next year, we are going to for sure launch more deals. We are going to be very, very picky as to who we launch. So, for example, what you saw as a trigger in the BFCM, that's going to be the focus in for the next year, which is we are going to identify companies which already have a big MRR chunk, not just $1,000 or $2,000,
Mm,
but a big chunk of MRR running. So they are not dependent on the ITD money
right.
to run their business, right? And that's has been our focus from the start. It'll be it's the same focus for the next year, but more and better deals and more founder friendly ecosystem. And we are building a startup hub for all the customers and startups, right? So we also have some perks given to all the users, right? So if you have heard of Secret, we are working
Yep.
on something like that. So yeah, that's going to be one of the focus, which is converting everything into a startup ecosystem. We haven't publicly announced anything, but that's going to be one of the things. Less focus on the AI focused tools because that's not going to sell. We have tried that because there's already competition out there, so we won't focus on stuff which only is dependent on AI to help them out. No, AI should be only a part of your workflow, not the whole product itself. So we're
Yep.
going to stay away from launching those deals which only has AI, because
Yep.
what we have seen our biggest competitor launch last few months is only stuff which has AI in it, which is again not useful because there are many tools like this on the market, right? So how would you identify and differentiate? So that's what we will be focusing on, and of course, making sure that the community um, kind of uh, kind of pays more attention to RocketHub because
Mm,
we have the lowest failure rate right now when it comes to deals.
yep.
If they are there, we'll handle it. So we have a new program which will come out very soon.
Right.
We also talk about that, but yeah, for now, it's about making sure that you guys, the users, are safe, the founders are safe, and everyone just benefits, and no deals go off. That's what we will be focusing.
Got it. That's awesome. That's good to hear. So, like, I mean, you guys have been around for a while now. Like, have you guys figured out who your ICP among your
Yeah,
users are?
yeah. Of course, the startup guys, the like you, small business owners like you, agency owners, of course, because they buy the big tiers, and of course, we are identifying creators are coming to the platform to buy.
Mm,
Before they were just creating stuff on the internet. They were like, okay, we'll go around shop.
mm,
But right now, we are seeing more creators join our email list
right.
and our community.
Right.
Apart from that, yeah, I think the usual one remains, but um, as we are bringing in more deals which are B2B focused,
Right.
we are seeing more B2B buyers come into the ecosystem, right? They're not just people who have started a business yesterday. They are doing business since many years and they
Yep.
want to buy products on AI friendly because who doesn't like saving money?
Yep. Right. And among, like, these target market, right? These ICPs, right? What do you reckon are the biggest jobs to be done for these groups? And um based on that, right? Like, I mean, you don't have to tell us exactly what deals, right?
Yeah,
What kind of, but like, what kind of, like, how will some of the deals that you guys are planning for the upcoming year, right, or
yeah,
upcoming quarters, right, like,
yeah.
fulfill these jobs to be done?
Hmm, that's good. Now, for example, we launched the automation for intro, right? That's
Mm,
now that fulfills everything for an agency owner, which means they can automate their stuff, they can get more leads, they can get more sales. So our focus will be whatever solves their business problems, we will focus on that, right? We won't bring, of course, we'll bring nice to have stuff, which is it's not necessary it's not business critical. Like for example, DUI is not business critical. You can run your business without DUI as well. It's just a nice to have product in your space in your Chrome extension, but let's say a sales tool is critical because it's bringing you sales,
mm,
it's bringing you more leads and money, right? So that's where our focus will be, is to, let's say, talk to a business owner, ask him, okay, how does your workflow look like right now, and do you miss something? Okay, if you miss something, what is it getting more sales? Pretty simple. So solving the revenue problem, right? We would of course get some nice to have tools, but mostly focus on business critical aspect of
got it. Got it. Okay. I mean, that's good to hear. I think definitely that's something that's really worthwhile. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, like if you guys want to do like maybe some kind of a survey in the group, on
Yeah.
what
Yep. That
the
will be helpful.
type
Yeah.
of jobs to be done,
Yep.
and profile. I mean, happy to kind of like like work on something together also. So yeah, but I think we are just coming around to the hour mark, and
Yep.
I think with that
Awesome.
we're gonna just quick. Guess pretty much just wrap up. I know some of the folks in North America and the US are having Thanksgiving this weekend, so I hope you guys are still awake in your food coma and everything. So, wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving weekend. And for the rest
Yeah.
of us in other parts of the world, I think it's just a normal weekend. But we're all looking forward to the end of the year, Christmas, holidays, and trying to save our wallets and our sanity during Black Friday, Cyber
Yep.
Monday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy this year, and the thing is, a lot of competition is there, which is unnecessary, right? So we have a
Mm,
lot of unnecessary competition, which shouldn't exist, but it's existing because of AI. There's
mm,
nothing more than that.
mm.
There's nothing more than that, of course.
Mm, definitely, definitely. Okay, I think we've come to the end of the session. Yeah. So
Awesome.
if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. And we look forward to partnering up with Rocket Hub for more of your good news in the coming year ahead.
Thanks, Donald, for the time, and thanks to the Martech community, the oldest community I know in the LED space, which is still not entertaining trolls. And you guys do a good job of not allowing any unnecessary stuff to come in. That's why it's one of the cleanest as well. Like you can discuss stuff. So yeah, kudos to all the admins, moderators for maintaining this since like 6, 7 years. And that's how long it has been. So yeah, you guys are doing great job at kind of maintaining the sanity of the identity world.
Awesome, awesome. Right. Thanks, Karen. Look forward to speaking
Thanks,
with you guys
thanks,
soon.
Don.
Bye bye.
Bye
Have a
bye,
good
folks.
weekend.